Okay, let's think about it. Psychiatric home care for acutely ill psych patients can't work. Well, this is a study, so it is aiming to kind of iron things out, figure out, what works and what doesn't for this population as a hospital alternative. Now, I will say that it specified in the job posting that all of the patients that are going to be in this trial have to have a home caregiver that can be there with them 24/7. So they will have someone, a family member, a friend, some other paid caregiver, whatever, that is able to be there. Two, I also always say that when we are talking about community mental health care, we need to look at the big picture, not the small picture. Our current system is very carceral, okay? The structure is very similar to a jail environment, and you can agree or disagree with me, that's the truth. And that's how it's always been. And a lot of people say it's been that way to keep people safe. I'm not really buying into that anymore based on what I've seen at the bedside. We have one level of inpatient care for the most part. There are step down units that exist, but they're few and far between. That's supposed to be this one size fits all thing. But I think the biggest thing here is reflecting on why are patients ending up in the hospital, right? Why are they ending up in a state of crisis? A lot of the time, it's a lack of community support outside of the hospital and lack of resources outside of the hospital. And I will say, even being a primarily high acuity psych nurse, I think about 80% of the population that I care for could be in a lower level of care, if that level of care existed. They don't need to be locked up, they don't need to have literally anything and everything taken away from them. A lot of what we do stems from fear. It stems from fear about mental illness. It stems from fear that something is going to happen and the hospital is going to get sued. It doesn't necessarily stem from evidence, And I feel like even when we're talking about instances where something really, really bad does happen in the hospital, it's often because of lack of staffing and lack of support.